Dash is now accusing DJ Envy of being a government informant, and he even posted a paperwork that he says proves DJ Envy is an informant.
But it did break down that you are on that RICO, and that, in fact, if you don't or do certain things, it's going to mean that you are, in fact,
Now, not DJ Envy being accused of being a federal informant.
And you went in because of DJ Envy.
Yeah, I did. I mean, you know, I'd known Envy for years.
Yeah, you heard that right. Dame Dash just dropped a bombshell, claiming that Envy somehow managed to dodge prison time in that shady real estate mess.
Not to say that even Caesar was doing anything right or wrong, because I honestly don't know. That's between them and whatever happened. But did I say, here, take this money and give it to this person, or do this with this money?
And according to Dame, the only way that could have happened is if Envy was talking to the feds. Wild, right?
My attorneys don't want me to speak, but I think there's things that I need to clear up a little bit.
I think you should listen to your attorneys. Why don't light-skinned people like to listen? Like, if your attorney told you don't say nothing, why are you talking?
Listen, so Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my community.
But it gets even messier, because 50 Cent, of all people, is out here backing Dame Dash's claims. That's crazy, considering 50 and Dame have been beefing nonstop ever since Dame started throwing shade at Cameron. The fact that 50's even siding with him now means something serious might be cooking behind the scenes. So the real question is, did DJ Envy snitch to the feds to save himself? And if that's true, what does that say about the Breakfast Club and everyone sitting at that table? The thought alone is insane. For those who missed how this whole thing exploded, it started during Dame Dash's recent appearance on The Breakfast Club. Things went from calm to chaotic in seconds. Dame clashed with both Envy and Charlemagne. Tensions flared, and he nearly stormed out of the studio. The energy was off the charts. So picture this. They're in the studio, cameras rolling, and things take a turn fast after Charlemagne and Envy start poking at Dame Dash about his money problems. And let's be real, everyone knows Damon gets super defensive whenever somebody brings up his finances. The man's been through lawsuits, bankruptcies, and more headlines than a reality star. So when Charlemagne asked him straight up about the rumors that he's broke after filing for bankruptcy, Dame completely lost it. He started going off on Charlemagne, even calling him gay in a low blow that had the whole room frozen. Then he tried flexing by comparing the size of his mansion to Charlemagne's. Like, who even does that on live radio? The whole thing felt like one big ego meltdown. And get this, Dame didn't stop there. He straight up challenged both Envy and Charlemagne to post their house views online to prove they were living better than him. You could practically hear the producers gasping in the background. But the craziest part? Envy actually did it. He went and posted his house view like he had something to prove. It was wild. Fans were clowning both of them, saying the whole argument looked like rich men fighting over whose grass is greener. Honestly, this was embarrassing for everybody involved. You've got millionaires acting like jealous teenagers on Instagram all over who's got the nicer view. And for Dame, a man who's been in the game for decades, it's shocking how insecure he still seems about his wealth. But wait, things got way messier right after that moment, because that same Breakfast Club episode took a darker turn nobody saw coming. So here's where the whole situation went from spicy to downright explosive. Out of nowhere, Dame Dash drops a bomb live on air, claiming that DJ Envy is actually being investigated under RICO for that messy real estate scandal involving his old business partner, Caesar Pina. Yeah, that same Caesar who's been catching fraud accusations left and right. Dame basically said Envy isn't just caught up, he's being watched by the feds. Envy, of course, tried to shut it down immediately. He got defensive, denying every word, and even claimed he had paperwork right there with him to prove he was clean. But before he could even show it, Charlemagne jumped in and stopped him from flashing it on camera. That's when people started asking, why stop him if it's real proof? Something's not adding up here. And hold up, Why would Envy just happen to be walking around with Rayco paperwork on him the very moment Dime called him a snitch? That's not just weird, that's straight up suspicious. Fans online started connecting dots, saying the timing was way too perfect. Now Dame's not backing down, he's doubling down hard. He's out here saying he's got his own receipts proving that Envy's been working with the feds the whole time. He even went on Instagram, tagged iHeartRadio and Power 105 and called them out publicly like, do y'all even realize your own host is a federal informant? The man's basically daring the entire network to respond. At this point, the internet's in full meltdown, so then people are asking one question louder than ever. If Dame's telling the truth, what does that mean for DJ Envy's career? And for the Breakfast Club itself? Alright, so let's really break down what went down between DJ Envy and Cesar Pina, because this story is straight out of a Netflix crime series. Did Envy really snitch on his own partner, or is he just caught in the crossfire of a massive federal case? Let's get into it. Cesar Pina, better known online as Flipping NJ, got hit hard in July 2025 with a full-blown federal indictment. The charges: wire fraud, money laundering, and bribery. All the heavy hitters. The feds say he masterminded a multi-million-dollar real estate scam that tricked investors out of millions, even going as far as bribing a New Jersey official to help make it all happen. This wasn't no small hustle. This was corporate-level scheming. According to prosecutors, Cesar was out here recruiting dozens of investors, collecting stacks of cash to buy up properties across the state. But instead of flipping houses and sharing profits like he promised, he was allegedly running a straight-up Ponzi scheme. Money in, money out, no returns, just lies. Now here's where DJ Envy enters the picture. The indictment specifically mentions that Cesar teamed up with Envy, a huge name in hip-hop radio, to host flashy real estate seminars across the country. These events sold the dream. Financial freedom, property ownership, passive income, you name it, they preached it. But behind that glossy pitch, the feds claimed things weren't as clean as they looked. Through slick marketing and Envy's star power, Pina built a massive social media following, convincing regular people to trust him with their life savings. But here's the twist. While Cesar's been charged, Envy hasn't. He's still shouting from the rooftops that he had no clue about any crimes being committed. Still, dozens of furious investors have filed civil lawsuits against both men, claiming they were misled, manipulated, and left broke. Many even said the only reason they invested in the first place was because DJ Envy's name made it all seem legit. And that's where people are starting to wonder, if Envy's truly innocent, why does every trail in this scam lead right back to him? Now here's where things really start to look bad for DJ Envy's reputation as a public figure. According to NBC's investigation, this whole mess didn't just start recently. It goes way back to 2017. That's when Cesar Pina was already out here taking people's hard-earned money, promising wild returns from his so-called house-flipping empire all over New Jersey. He was telling investors they could make 20% to 45% profit in just 5 months, which sounds amazing until you realize none of it was real. NBC's reports revealed that instead of actually putting those millions into properties, Cesar was quietly redirecting a huge chunk for himself and using new investors' money to pay back old investors. Classic Ponzi playbook. He was even offering the same exact houses to multiple people at once, literally double selling properties that weren't even in his name. That's next level scamming. But it gets worse. Right before he got arrested, NBC ran a full expose showing heartbroken victims, regular folks who lost life savings chasing a dream. Some said they trusted Cesar only because DJ Envy was standing next to him, vouching like everything was legit. One investor, Anthony Barone, told NBC he never would have met Cesar if it wasn't for Envy. He said Envy was there in person, touring properties in Jersey, making the whole deal look safe and real. So Anthony went all in, first dropping $500,000 into one apartment project, and then another $300,000 right after that. That's $800,000 gone, just like that. And now, those same investors are demanding answers, because if Envy's face was part of the pitch, How could he possibly not know what was going on? The receipts are stacking, and this scandal is getting louder by the day. And even now, years later, Anthony Barone still says DJ Envy is just as responsible for the whole scam as Cesar Pina himself. That's a bold claim, but it's not the only one, because apparently Cesar wasn't just handing out fake deals. He was also paying people back in jewelry instead of actual money. Yeah, you heard that right. Chains instead of checks. One victim, Aggie Rios, who owns a luxury auto wrap shop out in Long Island, New York, told reporters that Cesar tried to pay off his investment debt with expensive jewelry pieces instead of cash. And get this, Aggie wasn't just some random investor. He had been customizing DJ Envy's cars for years. Exotic whips, luxury paint jobs, the whole thing. According to reports, it was actually Envy himself who introduced Aggie to Cesar, even vouching for Cesar's investment company like it was 100% legit. That's where things start looking real bad. After NBC blew the lid off Cesar's scam, more and more alleged victims started flooding social media with their stories. And guess what? Almost every single one of them said the same thing. They never would have trusted Cesar if DJ Envy's name hadn't been attached. Envy's celebrity status gave the operation credibility. And that's what pulled so many people in. Even some big names in the industry began to speak out. Joe Budden, who's never one to bite his tongue, revealed that Envy actually tried to rope him into this real estate game years back. Joe said he saw through it and warned Envy it looked sketchy. And then an old interview resurfaced, one that made jaws drop, where Envy himself admitted that Joe Budden once told him to his face that he'd end up in prison if he kept running around with what looked like a Ponzi scheme. Can you imagine? Joe literally predicted the mess we're watching unfold right now, and Envy just brushed it off like it was nothing. And don't forget, this whole thing wasn't happening quietly behind the scenes. DJ Envy literally brought Cesar Pina onto the Breakfast Club and let him pitch that so-called investment plan right there on air. Like he used one of the biggest radio platforms in the country to promote what's now being called a Ponzi scheme. You can still find the footage, Envy's standing side by side with Cesar, hyping him up like he's the next big mogul, talking about flipping houses and changing lives. There's even video evidence of Envy personally touring properties with potential investors, shaking hands, smiling, giving that stamp of approval like everything was squeaky clean. It wasn't just a partnership, it was full-on endorsement. So when people say he helped sell the dream, they're not exaggerating. But even with all that footage floating around, Envy keeps denying he had any part in Cesar's scam. Right after Cesar's arrest, Envy got on the Breakfast Club mic and doubled down on his defense, saying his only goal was to uplift the community, to help people learn how to build generational wealth. He swore up and down he had no clue Cesar was out here allegedly scamming people left and right. But come on, a lot of fans just aren't buying that story anymore, because how does someone as visible, as involved, and as business savvy as DJ Envy somehow know nothing about a scheme that stole millions from his own followers? It's hard to believe. Even if you give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he wasn't directly in on it, the fact that he kept promoting Cesar even after multiple people publicly warned him. That's what's really got people side-eyeing him now. It's like he either ignored the red flags or he just didn't care as long as the money kept rolling in. At this point, it's pretty clear. Whether or not DJ Envy knew about the fraud, he definitely put his name and brand behind Cesar Pina's whole operation. And when things started going left, the bare minimum would have been to warn people to stay away. But Envy never did. Not one word of caution, not even a post saying, "Be careful out there." That silence says a lot. Now, some reports suggest Envy might have been investigated by the feds, but that they simply didn't find enough evidence to indict him. That's one possible explanation. But if you ask Dame Dash, he's not buying that at all. Dame's out here saying the real reason Envy walked away untouched is because he cooperated with the feds. And here's where it gets real interesting, because apparently 50 Cent might believe the same thing. Sources close to 50 are claiming that's exactly why he pulled out of a reality TV project he was supposed to do with Envy. Yeah, Envy and 50 were planning a big collab, a flashy new show all about real estate, success, and building wealth. But after Cesar's arrest and Dame's public accusations that Envy's a snitch, 50 reportedly wanted nothing to do with it. He dropped the deal completely. That's how serious the whispers got. Now, does that prove Envy's an informant? Of course not. Even Dame hasn't produced any solid paperwork showing Envy officially cooperated as a witness against Cesar Pina. So far, it's all speculation. But let's be real, the optics look sketchy. Every time Envy tries to explain, it somehow just sounds worse. Meanwhile, the streets are divided. Some fans think Dame's reaching, but a lot of people are actually taking his side. They're saying at least Dame Dash has never stolen from his own community or used his platform to promote scams. One fan even wrote online, Dame has never stolen from his community. The Breakfast Club has caused the black community at least $50 million because of the scammers they give a mic to. That's a harsh take, but it shows how much trust Envy's lost out here. So whether or not Envy really cooperated with the feds, his reputation's been hit hard, and fans aren't quick to forgive when the streets feel betrayed by one of their own. Now here's where things hit a whole new level of chaotic drama, because the fallout from this scandal isn't just legal anymore, it's personal. DJ Envy's name has become toxic, and the streets are talking like never before. Some folks are saying he's finished, that his image as the clean-cut family man and community builder is done for. And the wild part, every time Envy opens his mouth to defend himself, he somehow digs the hole even deeper. After the accusations caught fire online, Envy's been moving differently, quieter, more cautious. But people notice everything. Fans have pointed out that Envy's co-host, Charlemagne, the God, has been tiptoeing around the topic on air, trying to keep things calm. But behind the scenes, insiders say it's tense. The Breakfast Club team is allegedly split right down the middle. Some folks think Envy deserves a chance to clear his name, while others believe he already put the whole show at risk with this mess. And then there's Cesar Pina, sitting in federal custody, reportedly cooperating himself. If that's true, it means we might soon find out exactly how deep DJ Envy was involved, or if he really did help the feds. Either way, the truth's about to come out, and nobody's ready for the storm that'll follow. Social media's been eating this up too. Threads, TikToks, and podcasts everywhere are tearing apart every clip, every quote, every moment from Envy's past interviews. Some fans say the signs were always there, like how Envy constantly bragged about empowering the people while flashing luxury cars and designer clothes. Others think he's being set up, that Dame Dash and 50 Cent are both just using the scandal for clout. Either way, Envy's caught in the middle, and it's not looking good. To make matters worse, brands that used to line up to work with him are reportedly backing away quietly. One sponsorship deal even paused negotiations after the latest round of headlines. A major red flag for anyone watching. That's how fast this type of scandal burns reputations in the industry. Now people are wondering what's next. Will Envy manage to bounce back with a tell-all interview or documentary? Or is this the moment that officially ends his long run on The Breakfast Club? Whatever happens next, one thing's for sure. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is a full-blown fall from grace unfolding in real time. And just when you thought this couldn't get any worse, the internet detectives came in swinging. People online are dragging DJ Envy and everyone connected to him, calling out the whole circle for allegedly being part of the same money-hungry mess. One viral post said, Dr. Umar Johnson still renting rooms, cars, eating out, and jet-setting on other people's money. And another user didn't hold back either, writing, Envy is lying. He knew this was a scam from day one. Now that Pina's been convicted and is sitting in prison, he's pretending to be innocent to save face. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Fans started pointing out that DJ Envy's platform, The Breakfast Club, has featured multiple people later accused of being scammers. Folks are naming names. Jay Morrison, Brother Polite, and now Cesar Pina. All of them once welcomed on the show, all of them tied to serious fraud allegations. That's a pattern that's getting way too hard to ignore. And now everyone's asking the same burning questions. Was Dame Dash right all along? Is Envy actually an informant working with the feds? Or is he just another celeb who got caught up with the wrong people and is desperately trying to clean up the mess? The streets are split. Half saying Dame's spilling the truth, the other half claiming he's just stirring the pot to get revenge. Whatever side you're on, one thing's for sure. This scandal has completely shaken the industry. It's exposed how quick people are to trust fame, how easily inspirational talk can hide manipulation, and how nobody's untouchable once receipts start surfacing. So what do you think? Is DJ Envy playing innocent or hiding something bigger behind that mic? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure you subscribe to Juicy Reel right now, because we got more wild celebrity exposés dropping soon, and you do not want to miss the next one.